welcome to the 160th edition of Beer Issues. My name is Matt Bruckert, and I'm coming to you live here from the studios here at Casa de Bruckert, where we're going to be having another outstanding beer. And this beer is but it's kind of special to me for many reasons, which I'll explain. But today we're going to be doing a beer. It's the Southern Tier Unearthly, which is a triple dry hopped double Indian Pale Ale or Imperial Ale, Imperial Pale Ale, whichever you want to call it. So let's start talking about this, okay? First of all, the beer is rated 91 out of 100, which for me, I might even put it higher than that because this is actually one of the beers that kind of got me started drinking hoppy beers. I was never, ever a fan of drinking hoppy beers. I think as close as I ever got to anything with hop was like a Magic Hat number 9, and it wasn't hoppy at all, but it had just enough hops that I thought it was hoppy. And then I found this beauty. So anyway, the beer clocks in at 9.5% alcohol by volume, which is nice and solid for a double or triple IPA, whatever you want to call it. We're going to have it in this beautiful beer. I have Beer Issues glass here in the proper glassware, which is a proper IPA glass. So we're going to go ahead and pour that. And you see that beautiful, darker golden color with a nice head. I maybe got a little bit carried away with the head, but you get a nice head with good retention, which is always a sign of a good beer. I'm trying to swirl a little bit to see. It does get lacing, but I got the glass a little bit too full. I'll try that again once I drink a little bit out of it. Now this beer is made with 2 different kinds of malts and 5 different hops, okay? And like they said, it's triple dry hop. So after it goes through the first brewing process, they dry hop it not 1, not 2, but 3 times, okay? So they start off with the malt in this. It's the 2-row Munich white wheat malt and the caramel malt, which is, I think, the reason that I like it. I truly believe is the malts that they use in there, because for a hoppy beer that clocks in at 75 IBUs, it's very smooth. So you get the punch of the hops up front, but it mellows out into a more malty as it finishes, if that makes any sense. And that was the reason, because what I always was never a big fan of with IPAs, and the reason I didn't like them at all in the beginning, was they were piney, resiny, and bitter. And that was something I didn't really appreciate in a beer, especially when it finished that way. And what I liked about this beer is that you get the hops up front, but then it finishes almost like a sweet malty, okay? Now the 5 hops that they use Mosaic hops, they use Cascade hops, Columbus hops, Simcoe, and the last one is, I'm going to say it wrong, Yucano hops. So there's 5 different hops that they use. So it's loaded with hops. It just doesn't taste that way. It does in the front. You get the hop, right in the face there, but it ends so malty and beautifully that it's just a fantastic beer. So I'm going to go ahead and smell it. We're going to talk about that first. So in the smell, you get just a wonderful, fresh, delicious hop smell. So you're smelling all those beautiful, wonderful hops, kind of all blended in like a almost like a citrusy kind of scent that you get, and a little bit of pine, but it's not like that strong, overpowering pine smell. But you do get a little bit of that also. But you also get that malt smell, which makes it a sweeter smell. So you get the hops, but they smell like a sweet hop, if that makes any sense. Oh, this is a beautiful beer. And I'm going to shout out to my good friend Justin, because we both are big fans. This is one of our favorite IPAs, and they quit bringing it to Florida for a long time. I couldn't find it. I mean, I've always loved the beer, but used to buy it all the time. And then for a couple of years, 3, 4, 5 years, they couldn't even get it. I couldn't even find it. And then I saw it the other day, so I snatched up some. So shout out to Justin, who also loves this beer, one of his favorite IPAs. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and waste no more time, and I'm going to dig right into this beer. We got the perfect head still. You see the beautiful lacing sign. I've said of a good quality beer when you get beautiful lacing like that. Just as beautiful as I remember. The beer, it starts off, just like I said, you get that full hop flavor, but there's those different types of hops are bringing in all kinds of different hoppy flavors in there. But at the end, it's kind of crisp. With the malts, it smooths it out to where you don't have that truly bitter aftertaste that you get in a lot of what they call the West Coast IPAs. They tend to have more of that bitterness at the end. Now, this beer, Southern Tier, now this is made in New York, okay? They make great beers. As a matter of fact, I think we've done other Southern Tier beers before. I've got some, I think, that we'll be doing in the near future, because they're really a great brewery. I'm a big fan of a lot of the beers that they make. But this one is special to me just because of the fact that, it's really the beer that got me hooked on hoppy beers. Once I found out how much I like this one, and I started drinking this more often, then I was able to say, okay, well, I like this, also, and then this also, and then I kind of found out what I didn't like, and I don't like. I still to this day am not a giant fan of West Coast IPAs. I mean, I can drink them; they're not terrible. It's just they finish extremely bitter. I've got a IPA in there. It's rated 100 out of 100, and it's good. I'll take this all day long over that beer, though. And I'm not going to mention the name of the beer, but this one I would take all day long over that, because this is the way I like my IPAs. And everybody has a different view on IPAs. I love New England IPAs. I love double New England IPAs, triple IPA, New England IPAs. So they tend to use, in those types of IPAs, they tend to use the little bit more fruity type hops, that have like the tropical flavors. This one has a wide range. I mean, these hops that they're using, a wide range of hops. So you're getting a ton of different types of hoppy flavors, but because of the malt that they're using, it's smooth. If you don't like IPAs at all, you probably still won't like this IPA. I'll guarantee you, my wife, who does not like IPAs, she would turn her nose up at this, even though it's an absolutely beautiful beer. It's just her taste. She doesn't like the hoppy. She tends to be more of a malty or Hefeweizen or sour. Those are her things. She likes a lot of the Belgian beers, though, which are super malty. But anyway, this is a fantastic beer and a fantastic glass, and I'm going to sit back and enjoy this. And if you've enjoyed this, make sure you tell your friends about beer issues, and what fun that we are having talking about great beers like this one that kind of set the stage for my taste buds to go into the hopland. If you want any cool beer issues gear like phones, hats, shirts, go to shop.beerissues.com. And as my wife likes to say, I have beer issues.